You know, guys, 2025 is going by incredibly fast. We're already in September and just only a few months away before the end of the year. It's freaking crazy. But at the end of another month, I've got 20 new releases to rank for you guys. So let's stop and rank every single new release I saw in August 2025 from worst to best. If you guys love physical media content, rankings, watch-alongs, movie reviews, all that good stuff, hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell right next to it so you never miss a post. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. Anyways, guys, let's get into the ranking video. So coming in at number 20, kicking off the list right here, 20 and 19 for me are movies that are definitely in my top 10 worst films of the year right now. So coming in at number 20 should be no surprise to anyone what this is. War of the Worlds. Do I really need to say anything else about this film that pretty much everyone else has already said? Like, pretty much everything that everyone has said about this film basically matches my thoughts on how bad this movie is. Like, the CGI, like the effects, the acting, the script, the Amazon product placement, like all that stuff, baffling. It's honestly baffling how bad this movie is. And I've seen some people honestly kind of making it into like a so bad it's good kind of movie, which I can see why. But for me, this movie was painful for me to sit through. So if you're looking on Amazon Prime for a movie to watch, skip this one because this one was hot garbage. Coming in at number 19, speaking of movies that are hot garbage, Fixed. This is a new Netflix movie from the director of the first 3 Hotel Transylvania movies. And what can I basically say about this movie? It's basically an animated version of Strays, and it's completely reliant on the gimmick of dogs cursing and saying raunchy things. It's basically done in the vein of Strays, but if it was more annoying and less funny, because this movie did not make me laugh whatsoever. And it's pretty much a rare case for comedies these days to rarely make me laugh or chuckle. This one did not make me laugh whatsoever. Like, that's the whole point of comedy. You're supposed to laugh, right? This one didn't do it for me, man. I was just sitting there with a straight face and I was like, come on. Come on. I still haven't laughed. And once the movie was over, I was like, wow, that was not funny at all. So, yeah, another movie I would recommend you skip on Netflix because this one was bad, and it's easily one of the worst movies I've seen this year. All right, number 18 is a movie that I think is bad, but it's definitely forgettable bad, and that's The Pickup, the new comedy starring Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson, and Keke Palmer. This movie, it had some good moments in it, and I think, honestly, Pete Davidson was okay in the film. Eddie Murphy, I don't know what movie he was in because he wasn't funny in it, and with how they try to make you care about Keke Palmer's character, with how they actually, like, set up her character, if you think about some of, like, the dialogue choices, like, if you guys have seen the movie, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you think about some of the dialogue choices that they give her in this film, you're like, no. You don't get a pass for that. There's a couple of decently directed action scenes, but this just feels like one of those movies that you would find in the Blockbuster bin, like the $5 Blockbuster bin, and just give it a rent, see how it is, and it's like, okay, I'll return the movie and just forget about it. And then years later, people will probably pick it up and be like, oh, this was a nice little hidden gem. It's one of those movies, but it came out in 2025. It came out straight to streaming, and it's incredibly forgettable. Number 17 is a movie I personally do not like, but I know there's also a lot of people out there that do enjoy this movie, which I totally get why. That's Eddington, the new film from Ari Aster. I love Ari Aster as a filmmaker because I love his 3 films, Hereditary, Midsommar, and Bubba's Afraid. This was honestly the first miss for me. Like, honestly, if they took this concept of a COVID Western movie and actually made it as, like, you know, a thriller or horror film like they were marketing it to be instead of a political satire, which is actually what the movie is, I think a COVID Western horror film from Ari Aster would be a lot better rather than a COVID Western political satire, because this movie focuses on a lot of political topics that I do not care about in the slightest. So, but I can see why people do like this movie, because this movie does make some really bold choices that no filmmaker would really do besides Ari Aster. But honestly, the movie as a whole is just boring. Like, whenever it's not focused on the standoff between Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal, the film just drags. And once it gets to the shootout in the third act, I'm like, yes, this is the movie I wanted it to be. Like, the standoff between Pedro and Joaquin and the shootout in the third act, that's what the whole film should have been. Like, remove all the other political topics, especially that subplot between Emma Stone and Austin Butler. You have a great movie. But everything else surrounding it is just not very good. It's really well made and really well acted. And like I said, the first act with the standoff and the shootout in the third act, great stuff. Everything else outside of that, take it or leave it. Number 16 is a movie that a lot of you probably have never even heard of. It's a little movie called House on Eden, directed by Chris Collins and also starring her. She's a person, of course, for TikTok fame. And it's honestly awesome to see a TikTok person actually get a movie made. Like, that's honestly awesome. But for like the first like hour of this movie, I was like, wow, this is rough. Like, the shaky cam and the acting is so freaking bad. But once they actually get to the house and things actually start happening, that's when I think the film becomes kind of entertaining. But like the last 3 minutes, not going to spoil anything in case you guys want to check the movie out. But like the last like 3 minutes, I'm like, what? There wasn't setup here. Like what are we trying to do here? So I don't know. But if you guys want to see this movie and support Chris, go right ahead. But honestly, this movie was just honestly okay. I mean, it's honestly a movie I don't think I'll ever watch again. But it was an okay one-time watch, I guess. All right, 15 through 12 are movies that I would say are decent one-time watches, and I'll move on in life. So number 15, I have a little movie called Night Always Comes. It stars Vanessa Kirby, and it comes to us from the director of a little movie called Sharper that premiered on Apple TV Plus a couple years back. A movie that I wasn't a huge fan of. I thought it was just okay. And this one, I pretty much have the same thoughts with this one as I did for Sharper. It was just okay, honestly. But Vanessa Kirby's performance makes the film worth the watch. It's well made. It's well acted, like I said, from Vanessa Kirby. And there is good stuff in here. It's just the movie as a whole is so forgettable. And honestly, a movie I could never see myself watching again unless I need like background noise. But like, as far as like sitting down and watching a movie, this would not be the film I would gravitate towards. So I watched it, I moved on in life, I forgot about it. Number 14 is a little movie called The Map That Leads to You. It's a new rom-com starring Madeline Klein. And I will say this, it was better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be a bad rom-com, but there was some good, sweet moments in here. And there's some good direction and a really good performance from Madeline Klein. It's just the movie as a whole is very, very riddled with cliches. Like, a lot of rom-com cliches. It's very generic with its story. And it is incredibly, incredibly predictable. Like, it's pretty much every rom-com that you've seen up to this point. Just nothing really new added to the table here. Like, there's nothing really about this film that makes it stand out amongst other rom-coms like that have come out within recent years. But as a rom-com, I think it's decent enough. It's a good one-time watch, and I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Number 13 is The Thursday Murder Club. This is a new film starring Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan, directed by Chris Columbus. I was actually shocked to hear this is actually directed by Chris Columbus. This movie is a nice little murder mystery. Like, it was a cool movie. It didn't really offer much new to the table in regards to the murder mystery genre. Interesting concept and how everything is set up, but it doesn't really offer anything new to the table. Like, I kind of sound like a broken record right now. Like, I pretty much said the same thing about The Map That Leads to You, that it offers nothing new within the rom-com genre. This movie also offers really nothing new to the murder mystery genre. Like, I think it's because I've seen so many murder mystery movies by this point. Like, you know, the Hercule Poirot trilogy, the Knives Out movies, Clue. But honestly, and like who's like behind the crime in this film comes off incredibly predictable in my opinion. But it's really well acted, some really great direction from Chris Columbus. But it's a movie that I enjoyed, and if I need background noise, I'll throw this one on. It was a solid movie. Number 12 is actually the most recent film I watched to cap off this list. That's Eenie Meenie, starring Samara Weaving. Basically, the best way I can describe this movie is basically a darker version of Baby Driver. Like, it definitely has some like comedic tones in here, and also has that kind of like action vibe of a Baby Driver. But there isn't as much action that goes on in here. Like, whenever the film is not really focused much on the action, it really drags for me. But also, there is a really great performance from Samara Weaving here. Like always. I mean, who doesn't love Samara Weaving? But this one, it was one of those straight to streaming movies where it's like, I wanted to watch it because Samara Weaving was in it, and pretty much nothing else. I watched it. It was good. I liked it for the one-time watch. Maybe I might watch it again at some point, but it's not one of those films I'm like in a rush to go watch again. But it was enjoyable. All right, 11 through 9 are movies that I would say are good. Like, they're good movies, not great. So number 11, I'm going to go with Dangerous Animals. This is a new shark movie starring Jai Courtney, where basically he's a serial killer that uses sharks as his weapons. Really clever concept, and I think Jai Courtney is awesome in this. Like, he is unhinged in this movie. And I thought our final girl was great too, and there is some serious gore in this movie. Like, the shark scenes are great. Like I said, the performances are great. Our final girl is great. But the movie is also pretty generic when you think about the story. But it's fun enough. It's also not like a super memorable movie. Like, in all honesty, it's not really going to be one of those shark movies that I would gravitate towards to go watch again, you know, say like Jaws or Deep Blue Sea. But it was enjoyable. Like, it was a little bit overhyped for me, but I enjoyed my time watching it. Number 10 is a Little Angel Studios movie called Sketch. I enjoyed this film enough for what it was. Like, it's nothing groundbreaking when it comes to family films. Like, the story is pretty generic and typical. Like, it's pretty formulaic. Like, but I like that the film touched upon themes of grief, and it had some really solid dark humor in there. But is it going to be one of those movies, like one of those family films that I would tend to pop on and like watch again? Not necessarily, but it was an enjoyable movie that had good performances. Like I said, great dark humor and some really good themes of grief. Tony Hale, I thought, really gave in a good performance. I thought the kids were great. And like the effects of the creatures that come out of the drawings were actually really cool. So, as for an Angel Studios movie, this was actually my very first one that I went and saw in theaters. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Coming in at number 9, I have Freakier Friday. This is a movie I would like to say is like a nice little trip down memory lane, because I grew up watching the 2003 Freaky Friday like on repeat. My grandma had the DVD of it, and we would watch it from time to time. I love that movie. It's a great one. It still honestly holds up after all these years. Going into this one, I was really cautious because that second trailer made it seem like a rehash. And for like the first, I'd say 35 minutes or so, I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I feared it would be. Like, it just came off like a 2000s Disney Channel original movie to me, like within the first 35 minutes. But once they switch bodies, I think the film honestly really does start to pick up, and it does get funnier as it goes along. There definitely are jokes that do not land, for sure. And I don't know, it's just, I like the first one a lot more, but at times it can feel like a rehash, and I think it does drag on just a little bit too long. But as for someone who enjoys that 2003 Freaky Friday, I had a good time watching this one, and honestly, I would not mind watching it again. Number 8 and 7, I would say I really, really enjoyed. Number 8 is going to be Nobody 2. As for someone who loves that first film and was really excited about this sequel, especially once they announced it, and they were going to have a different director, which made me go, ooh, I don't know. But then I saw that the director did a segment on VHS 2 as well as VHS 94, and I was like, oh, okay. So let's see what he's got up his sleeve for an action movie. And this was a lot of fun. I don't like this one as much as the first film. Biggest reason why is mainly because of our villain here, played by Sharon Stone. She was awful in this movie. Like, her character literally served no purpose in the movie. Like, she was just a cartoonish character that had some really weird ADR for some reason. Like, that was just weird. But besides that, The movie is a lot of fun, and I liked how it actually kind of focused in a little bit more on the family dynamic with Hutch and his family. The action sequences are great. It's really funny. And Bob Odenkirk still kicks ass. And if you love that first film, go watch this one, because this was a ton of fun. And it makes me sad that it's already on streaming. Like, theaters, give movies like this a chance. Number 7 is a movie I actually intended to watch last month, but didn't get around to it. But this month, I finally was able to check it out. That's Heads of State with Idris Elba and John Cena, from the director of The First Nobody, which is interesting. This was a nice, fun action movie. Like, some really kick-ass action sequences. Idris Elba and John Cena, I think, have really good chemistry. You also got Priyanka Chopra Jonas in here. She's really good. You also got Jack Quaid playing in a small part here. That's a lot of fun. I mean, I love Jack Quaid. Really well-directed action sequences. The movie itself, like, it definitely has a generic story, but the movie as a whole is honestly a lot of fun. So, if you guys love the people involved here and you love good action movies, I'd recommend this. Alright, 6 through 1 are movies that I can say I loved. And number 6, The Bad Guys 2. I loved the first Bad Guys. It was honestly a pleasant surprise. It was a movie I was excited for, but it was not a movie I was thinking I would love as much as I do now. I really loved the first movie. It's honestly one of my favorite animated films of the decade so far. And going into this sequel, I was kind of cautious. I was like, okay, I know this won't be as good as the first, but please don't suck. And I walked out surprised again. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Even though there are honestly some plot lines that don't really come into play as well as they should have, like they're not executed very well. And also the way the film wraps up, honestly, is honestly kind of predictable. But with how they're setting things up actually really intrigues me with where they're going to go. Like, because they're going to make this a franchise at this point. So I'm honestly excited to see where they go. It was nice to see these characters again. And our group of villains we get here, the Bad Girls, good villains. Really well animated too. That's another thing I forgot to say. Really well animated. DreamWorks is just on a roll. And if you love that first movie, go see this one, because this one was a lot of fun. But the sad thing is, like I said with the Nobody 2, it's already on digital, which makes me very sad. Number 5 is a movie I actually want to shout out my buddy Jacob Hubbard for. It's a little movie called Oh Hi, starring Molly Gordon and Logan Lerman. This one was a pleasant surprise. Like, this is like a little anti-rom-com, but this one was really, really good. It was really funny. It's got some really good dramatic moments here. Gordon and Lerman are fan-freaking-tastic in the film. Some really good dialogue and some like good conversational pieces between her and him. And I think the film honestly does have some pacing issues within the second act and some really weird choices that are made in the third act. But overall, I honestly want to watch it again, dude. It was really funny. So if you guys are looking for a different kind of rom-com that's out there right now, if you can really call it that, this one's not going to be for everybody. I will say that right now. But I really, really loved this movie, and I honestly cannot wait to watch it again. Number 4, speaking of hilarious movies, the funniest movie I've seen in a theater since Jackass Forever, that's The Naked Gun. Wow. I was really excited for this movie, mainly because Liam Neeson was doing it, and also Seth MacFarlane was also behind the project. So, going into this one, I was like, I just want a good time. That's all I want. And I laughed my ass off from beginning to end. Even though, yes, there's a couple jokes that don't land, but the movie as a whole is supposed to be stupid. Like, it's a nice throwback to like classic spoof comedies like the original Naked Gun and Airplane. Like, it's a nice throwback to that era of spoof comedy, because spoof comedies at this point are going to be making a huge comeback because of this film and how well it did at the box office and how well it did with critics and audiences. And it makes me more excited for Scary Movie 6, since we got like the Wayans brothers coming back, some of the original cast coming back as well. So if you guys love spoof comedy, go watch this one, because this one was a good time. But if it's still playing in your theater, go see it with a packed crowd, because that's the best way to watch this movie. Number 3 is honestly one of the best horror films to come out for this entire year, and also one of the best body horror films in recent memory. That is Together, starring Dave Franco and Alison Brie. This movie, dude, this movie is messed up in the best ways possible. I loved this movie. Like, there were certain choices that were made in the third act, especially with the final shot of the film. I was like, oh man. It kind of started to dwindle a little bit, but it didn't like demolish my entire enjoyment out of the film, because this one was a really, really good film, really gory, and has great performances and chemistry between Brie and Franco. Like, and it actually helps because they're married in real life. Great performances, really well shot, great sound mixing and sound editing, great effects also, because they also do use some CGI in there, but the CGI for the most part looks really freaking good. So if you love body horror films, and especially if you love movies like The Substance, you gotta check this out, man. Like I said with like Oh Hi, not gonna be for everybody, but definitely check this out if you're a horror fan. Number 2 is a movie called Caught Stealing, starring Austin Butler and directed by Darren Aronofsky. This movie kind of markets itself as like a fun kind of Guy Ritchie crime caper. When you go into it, it's like that for sure at times, but also has that dark edge that Darren Aronofsky is known for, which I honestly was not expecting. Like, I love how dark this movie went, and I also really did like a lot of the tonal shifts the movie went for. Austin Butler was fantastic in the film. You also got Matt Smith in here, who's great. Zoe Kravitz, Vincent D'Onofrio, Bad Bunny, Liev Schreiber, Regina King. A lot of great cast members in here, and you also got great direction from Darren Aronofsky. The look of 1998 New York was great. Like, it actually felt like you were in the late 90s New York. If you love Darren Aronofsky and you want to see something kind of different for him, I highly recommend going to the theater and go see this movie. But coming in at number 1 should be no surprise to anyone. It's Weapons. It's easily the best movie I've seen in August. Like, it's no question like why it is the best one. I mean, I love the mystery aspect that they go for. It's creepy, it's funny, it's got incredible performances. And with how they tell each story in chapters, I'm not going to spoil it with how they go, but with how Zach Cregger is able to craft all of it is absolutely awesome. And the more and more I sit and think about this movie, the more and more I love it. Honestly, like, I've been wanting to go see this movie again. I don't know why I haven't yet, but it's awesome. And if you've been wanting to see this movie and you haven't seen it yet, go to the theater, go see this movie, go in as blind as possible. And that is it, guys. That is my ranking of every film I saw in August 2025. We got some good movies coming out of September. Like, we got The Long Walk, we got Him, which is a movie I'm really excited for. That is my most anticipated for the month. A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and we also got One Battle After Another. Some good films to look forward to. So if you guys, once again, if you guys enjoyed this video and you like seeing ranking videos, physical media content, watch-alongs, all that good stuff, hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell right next to it so you never miss a post. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.